Hello, farm family. Do you know which horse this is behind me? Today we're gonna see how she does putting a saddle on. And so come along and let's see, from the horse that we couldn't even catch and wouldn't load in a trailer to today we're gonna put a saddle on her and see how she does. So come along and let's check this out. All right, so Jocelyn's gonna give her a little treat, and why don't you guys just brush her off and we'll get her saddled up. So grateful that Jocelyn and Blake have a senior free period to be able to do some things. It's made it really nice. So she's being a lot more skittish today.
Jocelyn, just watch your toes.
I know.
Sometimes the cool weather gets a horse all fresh and spunky, but anyway, but she has been awesome to work with. So Jocelyn, what have you enjoyed most about working with Stormy?
I don't know. She's really nice and she's pretty and she listens pretty good most of the time. I like how she's not really scared of a ton.
She's been really awesome, hasn't she?
Yeah.
So Blake, how do you think she's gonna do with a saddle on her back?
Honestly, like Jocelyn said, she hasn't been too scared of much. So I could see her doing really well with it. We'll see in just a second though.
Yeah, Jocelyn's not wearing her cowboy boots today, so we're like, don't get stepped on, crush her toe.
Yeah, kind of in the spot.
Should I move?
Yeah, maybe get a little bit back.
We got a little bit of rain. Was it last night or the night before?
Last night.
And so it looks like she maybe rolled in it after she got wet, and she's just kind of muddy and dirty.
Alright, well, I'm gonna go ahead and get her warmed up, run her around the round pen for a little bit, get a little bit of energy out before we put the saddle on. Just make sure she's totally ready for the saddle, and then we'll go ahead and try it on.
Now she's only 18 months old, so she's not old enough to start riding, but Laura, the owner of Stormy, asked if it would be okay to try to put a saddle on her, and as big as she is and as gentle as she's been, I think that would be an awesome next step. And so we're gonna go ahead and try a saddle on her and see how she does. So Justin, do you mind shutting that gate? Thank you. All right, I'll probably get out just so I'm not in your way.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Whoa.
She's turning into you good now.
Yeah.
See if she'll face you and let you just walk up and give her a treat.
Whoa. Hey, hey, hey.
Okay, she kind of turned her butt. I mean, it wasn't like she's trying to kick or anything, but she didn't turn and face him, so that's why Blake put some pressure. She's got to turn in, not turn out. Man, she moves beautifully. She's such a nice horse. Oh, look at that. Oh, there you go. Now she turned and faced. That was perfect. She's licking her lips. She's really come a long way since we got her here. Did you want to see if she'd actually come to you?
Yeah, she was earlier, so.
That's awesome.
Hey.
So Blake wants to determine the direction. The horse doesn't determine the direction. That's part of getting him to submit and getting him ready to go to the next level and be trained. She does move nicely though.
Whoa. Hey, hey.
She's kind of testing you today.
Whoa.
That time she turned in, that was great.
She does have a lot of energy today.
I think this cool weather kind of has her feeling spunky. Let me know when you're gonna.
Whoa.
There you go.
Whoa.
Blake's putting a little more pressure, just trying to get some of the energy out.
Whoa. Hey. Hey. Ah.
Maybe do it when it's at that end so I can see, we can watch it face you. Oh, look at that. A perfect face right there. That was awesome. Well, I think you got some of her energy out and she turned and faced him perfectly right there. So, you want to try to put a saddle on?
Yeah.
Blake's just letting her smell it and kind of get used to what it is. Doing good right now. When she starts moving with it on, sometimes they throw a little fit, but she's doing good right now. Are you pulling and releasing? Go ahead and explain some of that if you want.
So a horse learns in pressure and release. So is what we're doing here is we're putting pressure, we pull it a little tighter, and then we're gonna release it. So that they learn and understand that this isn't gonna be permanent, it's not gonna be stuck on them forever. And they also learn that it's okay to have a little bit of pressure. So you do this for a while. That's why if you've heard the term cinchy, a horse is kind of cinchy. They don't like the feel of the saddle being tightened on. That's probably because the first person who saddled them, or even the owner who saddled them several times, just hops up and just cranks it on there real quick. And that's not good for the horse, because then every time they have a saddle on and every time it's being tightened, it's a bad experience for them. So you want them to know that everything's gonna be okay while it's on, and they gotta know that it's gonna be taken off eventually. Same with this back cinch. We've already done it multiple times with the front cinch. This back cinch, we'll tighten it up, hold it for a sec, loosen it, even wiggle it around a little bit. It's good for them to know that it's not always gonna be perfect. It doesn't feel absolutely amazing when it's being tightened.
She's doing good so far. Let me know when you're ready and I'll step out. And let's
Also,
go ahead.
Also, another thing I was taught is you don't want to leave a lot of slack under here. You don't want it tight on them. It doesn't need to be tight, but you want it to where there's not a big gap between the belly and the back cinch, because that's when a horse, it's not touching them the whole time, and all of a sudden they go to move or they spook or something happens where that thing swings up and hits them on the belly, and it just causes that chaos to become more chaotic, especially in the horse's mind. If there's nothing hitting their stomach, then all of a sudden it smacks their stomach, causes a little bit of fear.
She seems to be doing great.
Yeah, she's doing awesome.
Nice. Good stuff.
Really has done amazing. Ready, girl? And in a previous video, we talked about when we put on that horse blanket, there was some stuff that went under her stomach that was tight. It was pretty tight. And I talked about how that's probably good practice. Just like my dad said earlier, she's not ready to be rode yet. She's not old enough. But just these experiences of having a saddle on, having that horse blanket on, those are gonna prepare her and get her ready to be ridden eventually. Just that feeling of having something under her.
I'd just send her off slow. So
yeah, no, I'm just gonna let her walk her way off, we'll just give a little pressure. Good.
That's awesome.
I'm not gonna ask for too much right now, just let her get used to it.
She's doing great, and she looks good under a saddle. The good thing is she didn't blow up yet, and I don't think she's going to. She's doing great. I think we're feeding her a little too much. She's pooped about 4 times.
That was awesome right there.
Yeah, great. But I would just get one more good face and let's call it a good, because we want this first saddle just to be all positive here.
Look at that. She's even got her head turned into me.
She's doing great. Look at that.
Whoa.
Look at that. She turned right into Blake. That's awesome, bud.
See there, I asked for a little bit more. She was kind of looking that way. She still is a little bit.
Blake's just wanting a perfect. There he goes.
Yeah, now we're perfectly straight. We're looking eye to eye. She's paying complete attention to me. Hey. She's got her ears forward. She's listening. She's giving me 100% attention, and that's exactly what you want.
That's awesome. Well, let's get her unsaddled. She did great. Everyone comment and tell us what you think. And Blake, I want a real nice picture right there. Justin, go get in the picture for the thumbnail. Thanks, everybody. I think Stormy did amazing today.